Immediately one of them ran and got a sponge. He filled it with wine vinegar, put it on a staff, and offered it to Jesus to drink. The rest said, "Now leave him alone. Let's see if Elijah comes to save him." And when Jesus had cried out again in a loud voice, he gave up his spirit. At that moment the curtain of the temple was torn in two from top to bottom. The earth shook, the rocks split, and the tombs broke open. The bodies of many holy people who had died were raised to life. They came out of the tombs after Jesus' resurrection and went into the holy city and appeared to many people. When the centurion and those with him who were guarding Jesus saw the earthquake and all that had happened, they were terrified and exclaimed, "Surely he was the Son of God." Many women were there, watching from a distance. They had followed Jesus from Galilee to care for his needs. Among them were Mary Magdalene, Mary the mother of James and Joseph, and the mother of Zebedee's sons. This story has become so familiar for many that it is easy to underestimate what Jesus really endured for us, for all of humanity. He suffered in prayer in the Garden of Gethsemane, knowing what was coming, and it was something that he did not want to endure. He prayed while weeping and to the point of sweating blood. And after that anguish, he submitted to God's will. Hebrews 5:7, Luke 22:44, Luke 22:42. He that suffered in trials by being betrayed by Judas and being abandoned by his friends. The disciples who fled as soon as he was arrested. Imagine being abandoned by your friends in a vulnerable moment. He then suffered in torture when he was handed over to be crucified to Roman soldiers, who were experts in torture. They stripped Jesus, chained him to a stone pillar, and beat him over and over with a Roman flag a whip. And it is said that he endured a likely 39 lashes, Deuteronomy 25:3, John 19:1. He was beaten to the point that his flesh was ripped off and his muscles exposed. He was so disfigured that he seemed hardly human. Isaiah 52:14. He also endured mockery from people laughing at him, slapping him, and spitting on him. He then suffered crucifixion and death, where large iron nails, possibly 3 to 7 inches long, were pierced into his wrists and feet. Slow suffering, struggling to breathe, and probably suffocating as he had to push his body up to exhale and come down to inhale, all while scraping his open back against the rough wood of the cross for hours. On top of all this, he endured further mocking from the thieves who were crucified next to him and from the religious leaders and crowds who had gathered around them. All of this just so that we shouldn't have to pay for the wages of sin with death, and because it was God's will. So the next time you question God's love for you, remember all Jesus endured so that you could gain eternal life.